I challenge you to go out to Google, find some image, put it into Illustrator, and try to do the same exercise. Up to this point, we've learned the selection tool, the direct selection tool, and the pin tool. Now we can put all those to good use by combining it with the AnchorPoint tool. The AnchorPoint tool can be found right here in the pin tool menu. Just left click and hold down on the pin tool, and you'll see there's more than one option when you hold it down. You've got the pin tool or you've got the AnchorPoint tool. So that's how you get to the AnchorPoint tool. When you do that, you get this kind of this corner or upside down V shape. So to show how this works, let's hit a rectangle. Let's choose rectangle and let's draw one. Now we choose our AnchorPoint tool. And then notice as I mouse over here, I'm going to then select this corner. Watch what happens. I'm going to drag, I'm going to hold it down, and I'm going to drag. And this is what's happening. I'm getting two handles. Look at these two handles coming out of that point. As those two handles are getting longer, the more curvy that our straight lines are now becoming. So these 2 points are now being connected by a curve. This point and this point are also being connected by a curve. If I hit my A key, I'm now in direct selection mode, and I can grab these handles. I can make this longer or shorter. If I make the handle short, you're going to have less of a curve. Or if I twist, I can actually curve inward like this because I'm pulling on that handle. I can pull on this side, make it higher, and then lower on this side, and curve it in. So this is actually really powerful. Now let me draw another square. Now we're going to hit our AnchorPoint tool. So let's grab this corner here. We're going to left click, hold it down. And again, both sides are curving, but what if that is not what we want? We only wanted the top one to curve. We didn't want this bottom one to curve. So what do? It's really simple. I'm already in AnchorPoint tool mode. So with that mode, I just mouse over this handle and I left click, and then it'll then remove it. When I left click on this, it will remove this curve, and then these 2 points, this point and this point, will reconnect without the curve. So let's do it. I'm going to go over here, left click, and now it is straight again. But it was a mistake. I really wanted that curve back. So let me left click, and guess what? It's back again. I can remove it by left clicking on the handle, and then I left click over here and to return it to where it was. Maybe it was this one we were trying to remove. Let me left click on that handle. It's gone. I can bring it back if it was a mistake, just like that. So this tool is very handy. Again, you can just mouse over any corner and move it around. And again, if I hit A, I can move the handle so we can actually adjust the type of curve that we want. To demonstrate how precise you can get with this AnchorPoint tool, it's really powerful. I've just chosen an image off of the internet. This is an apple. I challenge you to also go out to Google, find some image, put it into Illustrator, and try to do the same exercise. Essentially, we're going to try to use the things we've learned up to this point, which is the selection tool, the direct selection tool, the pin tool, and the AnchorPoint tool, and we're going to match the outer shape of this object. If you haven't seen the first few videos, just click right here, and it'll start you at the beginning of the playlist, and you can learn the previous steps. So in Illustrator, there are many ways to do the same thing, but I'm just going to do this just to illustrate the AnchorPoint tool. This is not necessarily the best way to accomplish this particular thing, but it's a good exercise for the AnchorPoint tool. So we're going to start by drawing a rectangle over this apple, like so. And then we're going to go over to the side where it says the opacity. It says 100%. Opacity is the opposite of transparency. So if we change this to like 50%, we could see through it around 50%. So if you don't have the properties panel open or the appearance panel, you're not going to see this. So just go up here to Windows, and you can either choose Appearance Panel or hit the Properties panel, which is what I'm looking at, and you'll get access to the opacity. So on the opacity, we can select this. I can just type in, let's say, 40, hit Enter. Or there's even a slide bar here, and you can just adjust this like so. So right now we're on around 46%, and that's fine. So we're going to hit A to get us in the direct selection mode. We're going to click off of this item, and then we're going to hover over it, left click, and now we can move it because we're in the direct selection mode, and just put it right on a part of the apple that is not in the middle of a curve. Like this is a curve here in the apple, so I'm going to put it maybe about right here. I'm going to grab the other point, put it maybe right, yeah, here's probably fine. And then I'm going to grab this one, put it on this side of the curve. This would be a great time to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's quick, easy, and it's free. And this one here. And I really want more happening down here, so we're going to add more points. How do we do that? Let's hit the P key on our keyboard. P. Now I got the pen tool, mouse over where it says path. I can start adding points. I can add as many as I want because I can always remove the points that I don't want later. Hit A. I'm back in the direct selection mode. So here we can really see the power of the anchor point tool. We go up here, click on the pen tool, hold it down. You have access to the anchor point tool, select that. Okay, so I'm gonna start over here. I'm just gonna left click on this point, and then notice it's going to fill in these curves. I'm just gonna keep stretching it till it's right, and now we've matched that curve, so I'm gonna let go. So that is correct. I'm gonna come over to this point right here, try to do the same thing to match that curve. That is about right. And then let's do it right here. We're just gonna pull. Now notice that on this one, the two curves are so different that I'm gonna have to do one at a time. So let's just work on this top curve. I'm gonna get that top curve so it's perfect right there, but obviously the bottom curve we don't wanna keep. How do we remove it? Again, let me just use this tool, go over the handle and then left click. Now we've removed it. Now it's a straight line. Come over to the next point and then we can make that the curve and then get that correct. Again, I can do it over here. I'm going to use the Alt key, and I'm going to scroll with my mouse to zoom in. So that was Alt and using my mouse wheel. Real quick, we're going to zoom in and look at the stem. How did I zoom in? I held down my Alt key and did my scroll wheel on my mouse. That's how you can zoom in and zoom out. You can also pan by hitting your space bar. You get this hand and you can actually move this around and you can pan around so you can see different parts of your artboard. Okay, I'm going to hit P for the pen tool. I'm going to click, see we want to keep this line right here. So right where we're going to keep it, I'm going to click a point. That's a point we want to keep. Where this curves in, we're going to keep here. It's not perfect. For this demo, it's going to be fine. And then we're going to put one right in the center. Hit A. I'm just going to drag that out. So now we have access to these points, and I can hit P again and just add some additional points. Adding it along the path. Make sure it is selected or this won't work. Now I'm going to hit A and then just start adding, maybe right, it goes right there, and I curve it over. So again, this is just to show the versatility of the anchor point tool, and I think it does that. We've drawn this outline of the apple. Now that this is a vector graphic that we've drawn over the apple, hit Control Z, bring it back where I just moved it from. Now that this is a vector graphic over that apple, I can actually come in here and maybe I change it to, now it's a golden apple, right? I heard these things are really good for your health, give you some kind of temporary invincibility. But this is a vector graphic, so I can mouse over using my Alt key. So if you click the item, hold down Alt and then drag, okay? And then I can do it again. I can keep dragging and I keep making more of these shapes. I can then resize these shapes. I'm hitting Shift, so I'm keeping the aspect ratio by hitting Shift. And maybe this is part of some kind of design. And it's any shape, make any shape, and you want to make them into vector graphics, you can. I can change the color of these. Maybe I wanted an orange one, make a couple of those, and maybe I want a red one as well. And again, these are still transparent, so you can keep them that way, or you can say, you know what, I was just doing that to do the tracing, but I want to turn these back to 100%. You could do that. The opacity, 100%, and these are back to where they were. If you're comfortable with the anchor point tool and the pen tool and the selection tools, then you're ready to move on. If not, stay here, play around, and make sure you're actually comfortable so that you can build upon your skills and be a really great graphic designer. This would be a great time to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's quick, easy, and it's free.